It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2023 Spring Edition, and I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Greg Angwin. Steve Roberts is on his 17th vacation of the year, and I don't know, I'm not good with numbers, but we're like, are we halfway through the year? Are we more than...
Not quite halfway.
No, okay,
yeah.
Quite.
So we got 30 vacations a year?
I think so. I think that's the new norm. The Local Show features conversations about local business. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You will hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. And I say good morning to, good afternoon, good pre-morning, whatever, to Greg.
Daytime. Good, great. Yeah. A couple of good things happened this week. I put my golf clubs in my trunk.
Yes.
They'll remain there for the next 9 months, other than when I'm playing.
Yeah. Do you have any dates booked with Steve?
No, not yet.
All right, we'll keep that on the down low if it happens.
So the second thing happened is I got a Ninja Foodie, which is actually spelled food I don't understand that.
Right.
But, it was a little battle, but we purged the entire countertops of our kitchen, and it worked out good. I used it this morning. Yeah.
Very nice. And is it one of those multi-feature ones?
15 in one, baby.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's good because I do come down to your place. Greg and I live like 5 houses away, and I do go down to eat and drink. So, hey, Greg, I'm a little shy on grocery money. Can we come and eat over to your place?
Fill it right up. We'll do it. Yeah.
So what did you cook? Anything special or just try something?
Well, I tried some hash browns today.
Okay.
Those little cube ones.
Yeah.
Actually pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yep. And the normal 2-egg. That was it for today.
All in the foodie. Very nice. Yeah, we just got a new Instapot because I found out that our old Instapot was leaking, and it leaked all over the place. You know, when those things get up to temperature, you don't want them leaking. Anyway, we got a great show planned out for you today. Do stick around, even though Steve's not here. Greg and I will do our best together. Krista Jones stops by. She's the co-owner of A&J Paving. Joe Finizzi is the co-owner of Big Mama's Cheesecakes. And then Joe Scrippa stops by, the owner of the Scrippa Group. Charlie Van Patten is from Mattress Makers. Jane Sankey, an old friend of mine, and the co-owner of Sankey CNY Garage Door. We'll have a nice conversation about their business. Neil Carr will stop by, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Eileen Gannon, the co-owner of Gannon's Ice Cream down in the Valley of Syracuse, my old stomping ground. So we'll have a good conversation with her. And then Natasha Schmidt rounds us out. She's the co-owner of Rubberstone, New York, all on The Local Show today. Right now, we say a hearty, healthy welcome to the show to Krista Jones. How are you, Krista?
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. You are the co-owner of A&J Paving?
Correct.
Excellent. So are you a Syracuse native? Were you originally from here?
I'm originally from a smaller town south of Binghamton.
Okay.
Came up here around college time and never really left. Even though I want to.
What college you go to?
SUNY Cortland.
Oh, you're a Cortland
Nice.
girl. Wow. Yeah, that was, I'm 59 years old. So let's, how old, what year might it have been when I was 19?
Don't ask me to do math.
Yeah, I know, I can't do. Well, anyway, back when I was 19, a funny story about Cortland. Do you remember the bar called the Dark Horse?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
we all do.
Yeah. So my friends say, hey, we're going over to the Dark Horse. Now, I've been a DJ, all my life. So we go over to the Dark Horse, and there's this DJ playing this song, and I'm like, wow, that song's pretty good, man. What is that? He goes, oh, it's this new chick. Her name is Madonna.
Oh, gosh.
And they were playing Lucky Star, and I was like, wow, that was the first time I had ever heard Madonna. But funny. Yeah, so there you go. That's my Cortland story right there. So you went to Cortland, you get out and all that stuff. What got you into the paving business?
So when I was in education and COVID happened, the paving business needed a great deal of communication support.
Oh, okay.
So I said, hand me the phones to Jay, and I just started answering calls, doing scheduling, and then started, estimates. And I just I fell in love with the process, working with people and going out and doing the estimates and making sure that people have what they need in their greatest value, which is their home.
Right. Now, you actually go out and do the estimates?
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Mostly, just the residential.
Yeah.
I've tried the commercial, but no matter what I do, Jay is always like, I need to see it.
Right.
I can FaceTime, I can video,
Yeah.
it just doesn't cut it. So
are a lot of people getting paved around here? Is that big business?
It is. The phone rings probably 20 to 30 times a day from February to November.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
Greg, you had yours. Did you get resealed last year? Or?
We seal it every other year.
Okay.
Good.
Yep. And there's some people that I've talked to that say don't ever seal it.
Really?
They probably want more business. That's why they say that. Right. But I got to tell you a confession. I love the smell of asphalt.
He's a sick man.
It's like
we need
barbecue
some
and
laborers.
asphalt. It's freakish, but
You can come hang out anytime. Just send me a text.
okay, I will.
Nothing says summer like the smell of asphalt.
Right.
You should be a NASCAR driver. So we actually need ours done.
Okay.
So I'm hoping this interview goes really well and you like me because I'm going to have you come out.
I like everybody.
Especially those who can afford the service, right?
Yeah, it is a challenging market.
Is it?
Asphalt prices went up last year quite a bit with the cost of fuel, and it takes a long time for it to turn back and lower for our industry.
So I have heard through the grapevine, through other pavers, that there's different types of paving. So can you explain to me, do you have a special formula? Is there a secret sauce, or what kind do you use?
One thing that sets us apart from other paving contractors in the area is we will start and finish your driveway in one season. So basically we dig everything out if it needs it, which unfortunately most do. And then we lay down, the stone and then the binder and the top coat. We also offer another option of type 6 asphalt, which is binder and top coat mixed together. And it saves a little bit of money for our customers because it saves us time because it's only one pass of asphalt.
I see.
Yep.
So like Greg was saying, some people get it sealed. Some people may need some of the potholes fixed in there. If you have a couple of dips, or divots, do you have to redo the whole driveway, or can you?
In general, when I meet with the client, I just kind of go over, what's going to happen to your driveway in a certain number of years if you don't completely redo it, because asphalt tends to take the shape of what's underneath it. So, it is a potential that we could just top coat it, which means add another 1.5 inches of asphalt over your current driveway. But that's also with the understanding that there's not going to be a warranty on it because we don't know what's under there.
I see. How long does it take you guys to complete a job if somebody has you come in?
Generally 2 full days, one for dig and stone, and then we come back later. We allow the settling process when the stone is sitting. And then we come back later and we do the paving.
And how long before you can put your car back on it?
5 days.
It's got to be 5 days.
Yeah, 3 to 5 days. In the in the humidity, you want to go a little bit longer. Yeah, okay. When it's real hot out.
Gotcha. How do we get a hold of you? Tell us how people can get you.
So right with our website, or you can call our phone number. And I do always tell people, if you get my voicemail, send me a text, because I'm on that phone almost all day.
And is that the 418-7635?
Yes, it is.
Okay, 418-7635. The website is A&J, paving.com, right?
Correct.
There we go. So give them a call. Crystal will take care of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great season. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with Joe Finizzi. He is the co-owner of Big Mama's Cheesecake right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back at it again. That means you are too. Happy spring to you. I'm Tom Soccocio Jr., the creative director at Zoey Advertising, and you're listening to The Local Show. Steve is on vacation and out of his mind, so we brought on Greg Angwin, my neighbor and good friend for the past 30-plus years. So how are you, Greg?
I'm doing well. Yep.
Thanks for stopping by. Boy, we had some time. You know, this weather reminds me of when you and I had the DJ company together, and we did a lot of corporate parties, and we used to do those clam bakes, and boy, those were fun.
Memories gone by. Yeah, those were the days.
Man, people just, well, you know, it's surprising to me because that was, you know, you're talking, our banner years were like 97, 98, 99, and we would do all those DJ gigs outdoors, and there were so many companies, so many big companies. What happened? Why do people not do that?
I don't know. I think it's liability.
Jeez.
Just the cost of things have gone crazy.
Yeah.
So, you got an employee that has to pay $50 or $75 for a ticket now for whatever event you're going to. And it's hard to subsidize that with the companies.
It is. You taught me how to eat clams properly. I was taking them out of the shell, folks, like one at a time. Meanwhile, Greg takes and puts them all in the butter. You get a nice big cup of butter and you put them all in there. That was so good. We got to do that now since we don't have many clam bakes. We're going to have to do it personally.
I know. That's how I gained 40 pounds during that whole period. But.
Yeah. Are butter and clams fattening?
No, it was something else. Must have been the soda.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah, it could have been the half a keg of beer that I would have with those. Anyway, hey, it's our pleasure right now to bring on Joe Finizzi. He is the co-owner of Big Mama's Cheesecakes. How you doing there, Joe?
Oh, great. This is great to be on. Thank you, fellows.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate that. So you're the co-owner. Who do you own this with?
My wife, Carrie.
Okay, so yes. Carrie, yeah. And how long have were you a baker before you guys met, or no? How'd you get in the business?
Her cousin David Huff, who's a chef, he started a local restaurant called Huffster's. Asked my wife if he could do cheesecakes for him, and she said yes. And
she was always into baking a little bit.
Yeah, I was always into working out. Yeah, not that I am now because I got the clams, but I just started to look and to watch. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I just started to experiment. And the recipe is a totally screwed up recipe that Carrie did. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of tweaked it.
I see.
And it took me and Carrie at least 2.5 years, 3 years to get it really down right.
Wow.
To where we are right now.
That's a lot of leftovers.
Yeah. It's trial and error, stressful.
Chemistry. It's chemistry, really.
Yeah, it's a scientific deal with it.
So do you just make cheesecakes or any other types of pastries?
No. My dad was a great baker and cook. My grandparents were all great bakers and cooks, but are
you from Syracuse?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to
High school?
Oh, you were a Salve guy, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. My father was the music teacher over there. Well, his student was John Spillett over at the high school. Yeah. My father, Tom Soccocio Sr., was at the regular elementary school. Yeah.
Wow, small world
for music. Yeah,
that's great.
For years and years.
Yeah, I was never in band or anything like that. It was more wrestling and football.
Yeah, and all the tough stuff. Yeah, I get you. So, what was your wife doing before she started making the cheesecakes?
Doing what she still does now. She still owns a hair salon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's owned that since 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's 51 now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. So you always have a nice head of hair on you.
And the name of her hair salon would be?
Selective Scissors on Old Liverpool Road.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great for her. So is Big Mama's it's not a full-time venture then?
No, it's full-time.
Oh, it is.
Like
okay.
4:00 in the morning. Don't leave till like 7 at night.
Gosh.
We probably sell over, I think, 120 cakes a day, not including slices.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So where is the place?
It's right next to Joey's restaurant.
Yep, I know where it is.
On Carey Circle. Yes.
Jeez, we'll have to stop
Thompson Road, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely we'll take care of you.
Yeah, because we go over to Joey's quite a bit. In fact, I think we have a gift card for Joey's.
Oh, good.
So we'll have to go over.
I'll tell Joey you guys are coming over right now.
Joey DeCuffa, right?
Yes,
and
sir. Joey and Ricky DeCuffa, great people, great staff, excellent restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a lot of celebrities that walk in there.
Yeah,
in and
true.
out. It's incredible.
Well, good. Then I'd fit right in.
Definitely.
Being a big celeb that I am. But, yeah, with cheesecakes, it's one of those things where, cheesecakes can spoil. Unlike some other cakes you might be able to keep around for a couple of days under Tupperware or plastic wrap. You got to be careful with cheesecakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because of the milk.
Right.
We go all the way up to Lowville to get our cream cheese from Philadelphia Craft Cream Cheese, and they give us a great deal, but we do go up there. We probably get 21 blocks, a 50-pound box of cream cheese every week. It's expensive, yeah, but they're great up there.
You use any other locally sourced stuff?
Yes.
What else? What else you use?
Eggs, sour cream.
Really, all locally sourced?
We have 12 ingredients for this recipe. Wow. It's just... It's expensive to make, and then the process that we did took a few years to do to get it down. Really, I mean, the process of what we do with it is simply amazing. So,
how many different flavors do you have?
Oh my gosh, 70.
Oh wow! I didn't think there was that many different types of cheesecake. And you sell to local stores?
We sell to stores, a ton of restaurants. Plus, we have like 40 restaurants outside of Syracuse. We do.
Good golly!
So we're a very, very busy company.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you go ahead.
So all I hear is or see on the menus everywhere is New York style cheesecake.
Yes, sir.
Is there other styles?
Syracuse style.
Syracuse style.
That's it.
Big Mama style.
We can make this the cheesecake capital of the world.
Well, what are the differences between the cheesecakes? Like some were a little fluffy. Yeah, a little more dense.
Some are fluffy. Some are creamy.
Okay, and you sell the variety of those, or
we just stick to ours as creamy, and my wife and I always say it's the Syracuse brand. So we're really proud to show Syracuse. We have so many people that come in. I mean, I didn't even know there was a city called Leroy, and these people come in and they take these cheesecakes and go. This one gentleman who he's a truck driver, came off the thruway, saw us. And he had a refrigerated company, and he takes 100 a week now. Takes them down to Jersey. So we're really lucky. We're very fortunate. We're very lucky and very humbled.
Well, that's fantastic. So you'll keep selling all the way through, to restaurants and to people individually, and they can get. Are there particular stores, like smaller grocery stores, people can get your product, or?
Well,
Or do you tend to sell right out of your place?
Tend to sell out of our place, mostly restaurants. Lucky 7 Deli.
Okay.
On Teal and Court.
Okay, yep, I know. I've been there.
Deli at 700. They just opened up. They're great.
Excellent.
But some of those places, but a lot of most of our wholesale is restaurants.
Okay. And what about can people go online and order as well?
Yeah, you can go to our Facebook, Big Mama's Cheesecake CO.
On Facebook?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have a website per se?
No.
You're mainly doing the whole Facebook
No,
thing.
we were going to do a website, but the Facebook and Instagram, those are great.
They
great
seem
marketing
to be
tools.
My son lives on that, and he's 16, so I get it. All right, so they can go over to where Joey's restaurant is, and you have a building there.
Yes,
so
sir.
people can get your cheesecake there. They can sample it at restaurants, obviously, and you can get on that Facebook, Big Mama's Cheesecake Co., and look you up over there as well. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Congratulations with your success.
Thank you so much. You guys are great. We really appreciate your having us on the show. It's
well, no
excellent.
problem. Well, we're pretty cheesy, so we thought it would be a good fit.
Okay, but the three of us cheesy guys.
That's it.
I had to throw that in there.
Absolutely. All right. Coming up next, we're going to be talking with Joe Scrippa. He's the owner of the Scrippa Group, and he'll be right here on The Local Show with Tom and Greg on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it. You've got The Local Show with Tom and Steve normally, but now I have Greg Angwin with me, my old-time friend, 30-year friend or more. We were in business together with our DJ company for a while, and then Greg is also a neighbor. So we hang out, and you've been a business person for quite some time. You actually were with the Penny Saver?
Yes,
that? Yeah.
Yep.
For a long time. You did that too?
Quite a long, maybe 10 years, I think I was there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
so
media.
You had a lot of experience with local business.
Yes. Yep. A lot of that was my main focus. That was the Penny Saver's main focus was local businesses and trying to get them to advertise and do worthwhile advertising.
Yeah. That was a great paper.
It served
really
a purpose.
was.
It really did serve a purpose for
for a lot of
the
people.
amount of papers that went out, and Free Papers of New York, I think, is what the national organization is. But print media is what's that now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying, right? Yeah. And now you're into trucks, heavy duty trucks, huh?
Yes, Class 8 they call it. South plow trucks for all the towns and municipalities around, and
and you take care of just New York State with that, or
New York State? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the DOT all and also all municipals throughout everywhere.
Wow, that's something else. Big trucks, and they're not electric yet, right?
Thank God.
Yeah, right. It's coming. I don't know. All right. Well, it's our pleasure right now to talk with Joe Scrippa. He is the owner of the Scrippa Group. We're going to talk some real estate right now. Joe, how are you?
Fantastic, Tom. Yourself?
Very good. Thank you for being here. And we're all neighbors.
Yeah, we are.
Actually,
right.
Yeah.
We could go walk together.
Yes. Yeah. I'd like to do that. But you and I were talking about the allergies just making us so dang tired.
Yeah. No, the pollen is it's out there. It's blowing around.
Yeah. The answer is blowing in the wind. So how long have you been in real estate and the management thereof?
Oh, I'm going to say 22 years now, if I'm going to get specific. Management, probably 17, 18 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that involve? When you say you're in the management of properties, what does that mean?
Well, for instance, I'll give you an example. You drive by a shopping center. Mm-hmm. Somebody, either an owner or somebody like myself, cares for the property. A lot of our shopping centers locally to Syracuse are owned by people from out of town.
Gotcha.
So I happen to handle and take care of all aspects of those properties for absentee owners.
Wow, that sounds like a big job.
Even for a local owner, if the local owner has a regular job and they're setting up their retirement with owning investment real estate, we manage it while they're at work. So our work day is take care of other people's property.
Gotcha. And then you do some residential. I know that my wife had made the move to go over with you.
That's right. Oh. You know what? Kelly has got my favorite listing in Cicero.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's right.
Cooper's to go.
Yeah.
Lakeshore Road, right across, so close to Williams Beach.
Yeah.
And, all I can think is anybody out there listening that has a food truck, they ought to be calling Kelly right now to say, my food truck commissary is going to be that place.
Yeah.
And, it's got a great entertainment set up with the
big it's got deck, the deck back there.
Deck,
yeah,
and
nice.
The place is impeccably new.
Yeah.
It's like new.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'd almost like to make it my residence.
I drove by there just to see what it was. It's really not. It's a great location. They got lots of places to sit and umbrellas everywhere. And
for the season, you get a food truck guy right now when they're not out with their truck, or even put the truck there in addition to
the other
Cooper's.
Thing,
But, there's room for, I think, a little outdoor volleyball or something like that. Man, if you've got a food truck or a food business, what a great location, or
Awesome.
second location, or just amazing.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you for the plug there.
Yeah.
That's great. So what's happening? I keep hearing that there's more meetings with Micron. I don't understand why there's more town halls. I thought this was done deal.
Well, I think it is a done deal. Personally, I drive that area. We're adjacent. We're right there next door. My office is in Brewerton. We are literally next door to the site. I drive up Route 11, which the site is just, west of Route 11. As I drive up, I'm literally driving past the Micron property every day, and I'm seeing people out there doing survey work and stuff like that, which tells me it's going. Article came out today, about a meeting that took place yesterday with timelines.
Okay, so
been the same timelines I was thinking exactly. Look, it'll be some time before the real population is here and everything.
Yeah.
But it's real. And I'll tell you what, if somebody wants to know what's going on, I would take the call personally.
Okay,
to talk to somebody, whether you're a real estate owner, non-real estate owner, you just want to know.
Yeah.
We're getting into that share information all over social media right now. We're kind of trying to set up something so people can get the real news from the street.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of preliminary stuff. Like right now, one of my colleagues, from that I work with every day, just showed 100,000 square foot space to an ancillary supplier of Micron. It's real.
Right.
It's real.
Yeah.
The suppliers have to be here before Micron.
Absolutely.
And they're already coming to town.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
It shows that they're going to be here. Outside of that, for us, we're seeing, the prices continue to increase, which is good for our local people. We want to represent our local people, help them get more money, in this time. And a lot of people think, oh, I'll wait. Well, there's a little curve to that wait. Okay, you wait too long and you'll be on the downswing again.
So the national media gives me agita all day, every day. They're saying, oh, the real estate market is drying up. There's it's slowing down. All this kind of crap.
Just read an article and just sent it to my son. Okay, he's going to be doing some blogging for us, Alec.
Right.
And we were going over this article, and it's talking about nationally how home prices are dropping. It's devastating. 20% less, 30% less.
Golly.
Cicero, New York, I'm going to tell you, Nikki Bronner from our office.
Yep.
Nikki and Amber Perkins work together. They're a team in our office, and they just had a listing in Cicero in a neighborhood that I sold several townhomes personally myself for $85,000, $89,000. Listed for $149,000. Okay, in 3 days they had 50 showings.
Wow!
Back when I was listing those, we'd be lucky if we had 10 showings in 2 months.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
50 showings in 3 days, 15 offers, and exponentially over list price.
Jeez. See, and that's the reality.
It's definitely a seller's market. You can't convince me otherwise.
No, our neighborhood. We just saw one.
Go up and
go.
It was like a week.
Yeah, a week, and it's not in a low price range. So I say for Syracuse, we're still not there like Pennsylvania and other areas south of us that have seen these big price increases. Commercially, there's still values out there for people renting. Office areas, office is still a little bit on the low side, but the generally speaking, retail, industrial is very hot. One building we've got right now that's just tremendous. We've got a building on Old Liverpool Road, 400 Old Liverpool Road. The folks built it pretty much brand new. It used to be Liverpool Litho. I say they built it brand new. Everything but the block walls is new in the place.
Gosh.
And it's just impeccable. And what a great deal. And in another market, it'd probably be $3 million, as opposed to Syracuse where you can pick it up for half that price.
Great. So you're seeing things moving along with commercial properties and all that. That's
no
good.
slowdown. Only
excellent.
It's only going faster.
And those supporting businesses for Micron are starting to come in and look around and search.
Absolutely,
and get going.
absolutely.
Good.
And with the construction about to get underway, I think we'll see that increase of construction folks here in town needing to rent properties,
right?
Wanting to buy properties, which there's None of.
Yeah, right. All right. Scrippagroup.com, scrippagroup.com. Go check out the website, 452-1200, 452-1200. You heard Joe say it. You can call him up, and if you just want to chat about what's going on with Mike Ronnie, got any questions, he'd be happy to field some calls for you. And,
yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Joe. You have a great rest of the day.
Great seeing you again.
Yes, great.
Excellent. Coming back with Charlie Van Patten. He'll put you to sleep, Greg. Owner of Mattress Makers right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We are back. We are back on the local show. I'm Tom Soccocio Jr., the creative director at Zoey Advertising, along with Greg Angwin this week because Steve is off vacationing. I think he went on a cruise.
Did he?
You're going on a cruise.
I'm going
Greg.
on a cruise. Yeah, river cruise. Yep, in France.
Yeah, you're
up
like
in May. Yeah, it'll be our third one. Yeah,
you're like Thurston Howell the third. We don't go locally. Yeah,
that was the only one available.
Have you always wanted to see France or the wife?
My
or
wife
what?
wants to see France over and over again.
Oh, really? Yeah. She's into it, huh?
Yeah.
How's that work, man?
It's great. It's great.
Really?
You make one phone call, and they shepherd you through every single. Even if you miss a flight or the flight's canceled or something,
No kidding.
They shepherd you. They're there with the little signs and come this way, Mr. Angwin, come this way. And
wow.
And
so you've done another foreign trip before?
Yes, we went to see. The trip was called Paris to Normandy. Okay. And that was on La Seine River.
Oh, interesting.
And that was a great cruise as well. It's a river cruise. And then we went on the Mediterranean cruise.
Look at you.
It's just so great.
You're really sophisticated.
To plug Viking, everyone gets an outside seat. There's no inside rooms or anything like that.
So you're always on the balcony, can breeze in your hair.
Yep.
And,
if you choose that.
Wow. Yeah, right. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go do France. I wish I could fly without any problem because you're going to have to fly somewhere first.
We take a plane. Yeah,
it's a plane. Yeah, you don't have to flap your arms or anything. But what's the first flight? I mean, you got to take a long flight or
LaGuardia, I think, and then we go right from LaGuardia to Germany, whatever airport there's. But there's all, I think United and American are all, it used to be Lufthansa, and then they keep switching them around so that they give you the best flights.
So what's the longest you got to be on a plane? 4 or 5 hours? Just 5 or 6?
Yeah, probably LaGuardia to Germany is probably 6 hours, 7 hours. It's overnight, so you're sleeping.
Golly, you're a man's man. I don't know if I can. Well, I'm sure you'll send me lots of pictures.
Oh, yes.
Anyway. All right. Hey, look, folks, Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. If you want to do the home equity loan or a home equity line, you can use some of that money to do what Greg's doing and take a trip and all that kind of stuff. Now, Greg's taking that out of pocket. That's probably petty cash for him. But for you, you might need to have a home equity loan. And you can put a deck on and all that stuff. They make it real easy. You know why? Because Gettys Federal is local, and they have local people right there that you can go and talk with, and it doesn't get any easier than that. I like that a lot. And our guy here, Brad, who runs our video stuff and does a lot of photography for us, he just got his loan, a first-time home buyer, and they had no problem financing him, and he had no problem going through the process, and he didn't know a dang thing about it. So they made it very easy for him. He got it at GettysFederal.com. So check him out today. Now we say hello to another supporter of the show. His name is Charlie Van Patten, and he owns Mattress Makers. How are you, Charlie?
Very good, gentlemen.
Good. Good to see you. And isn't it nice not having Steve here?
Oh, it's a pleasure.
You don't have any arms flailing all over the place?
No, well, and you guys are talking about vacations and stuff, it's boating time, it's camper time. But if you're going to sleep, You better be comfortable, so hop on down.
And a lot of those things don't come with the really good stuff. And
I went
you
to
can make it.
I went to a show one time, and I couldn't believe the mattresses. It was just a joke.
Yeah, that's not good. And why be uncomfortable when you're vacationing, right?
Yeah.
So tell people, how can you make up for that? What do you do over at Mattress Makers?
We make them. We make them all. You know, we can do the bow of the boat. We can do your campers with your folding mattresses. Now they got the deal where a lot of the camper mats in a trailer, you know, they flip them over so they can save space during the day.
Right.
At night, flip it back. We just got through making 2 of them. We got some time. Hop down now because it's going to get busy.
Yeah. And actually, you know, the cool thing about Charlie, too, we had got a mattress for the boy child who grew up very fast. Now he's about 5-6 inches taller than me, and he's, you know.
Feet are hanging off the end of the mattress.
That's exactly it. So I said to Charlie, what are we going to do? We just bought this thing a couple years ago. He said, bring it on in. I'll take care of the box spring and the mattress. He's going to extend it. He's going to make a whole different type of mattress. So.
We'll make it any size you want. I remember years ago making them 90 inches for SU basketball players.
It's pretty incredible. And then we were talking about off the air here that Greg is in the trucking business for municipalities and the big, huge rigs. And you said you made some
absolutely,
mattresses for those.
For the sleepers, they call them.
For the sleepers. We make replacement mattresses for the sleepers on a regular basis.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
can do all that. And so when you're doing anything custom, I would imagine the price has to be a lot more expensive than
Not really.
anything.
No, not really. It's obviously a lot more labor, but no, you can buy a decent one at a reasonable price.
So, you know, if I go to a furniture store, am I paying more or less?
Oh, half the price at the mattress makers.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. With the markups they got and stuff, you know, which is interesting because, you know, you don't know what you're getting either. Not too recently, we take the old mats out and get rid of them for you. But this one came back. It wasn't even 5 years old. And sewn into the cover was the word organic. So I said, this interests me. I got to open this thing up.
Right.
I opened it up. There was nothing organic in that mattress. It was all urethane foam, VLCs all over the place. Consumer looks at the mattress. It says organic. They expect organic. They're not getting it.
Yeah.
And actually, I got it on display in the factory if you want to come see it. And interestingly, I looked up on the internet. You know, they have best mattress to buy.
Right.
They got about 50 different sites. I went through at least a dozen, then I got tired and quit because I looked up the name of this mattress, and it was in the top 3 of all the review sites that I looked at as being the best mattress to buy.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
That's incredible.
You want to come take a look. Even if you don't buy from us, we'll give you an education. You know, you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah. And one of the things about their mattresses, Greg, if you remember in the old days, your mother you'd say, oh, geez, my mattress doesn't feel right. She'd say, well, let's flip it over. There were 2-sided mattresses. Yep. They don't have that anymore. But Charlie does. That's the way he makes them.
Or she would just turn around and shut the door.
Or
that'd be the end of it. Yeah.
One or the other. But,
yeah, they cut the manufacturing cost by 1/3 making a one-sided mattress and charge you more money.
Yeah, that's incredible. So your organic mattresses, what makes them? You use all organic materials, right?
Absolutely, certified organic materials, organic cotton out of Vincent Manufacturing, Little Falls, organic wool out of Castleton on the Hudson, just south of Albany. You know, everything in it is certified organic, and we do a lot of latex. Latex is popular. We do all the innerspring too, organic. We have one mattress right now, which is an innerspring mattress with cotton, latex cotton, organic stretch knit cover, tufted. You know, nice. You make this mattress nice and fat, and you go down and lay on it, you're going to see a body impression, right?
Right.
So what you do is you tuft it and you make it nice and flat, and it'll last forever. I mean, we had one of our tufted mattresses come back that was 50 years old.
Wow.
And it looked flat as the day they got it.
That's excellent. Oh, that's good. Well, Mattress Makers is located right over there on Bridge Street, right in back of the Henry Wilson Jewelers.
Correct.
And then you have a retail outlet that's up on Route 11 across from our friends at Chick-fil-A.
You got it.
And that's up and running, right?
Yes, sir, finally.
Yeah. They had a little problem there, but now it's very nice, and you can go over there and get it. So check out Charlie today, and your people are very knowledgeable. They've been there a long time, and they can help out. And you're going to get a mattress that doesn't sit in plastic forever. Yeah. It's going to be fresh off the factory.
That's a big deal. It's fresh. It's not been sitting around somewhere in a truck or in a warehouse. And
especially if they're chemicals, that holds those chemicals in there.
Oh, it does.
Definitely.
It does.
Yeah. Great. All
and
right.
The latex is reasonably priced, too, so don't let it scare you away.
No, you'll take care of them. That's Charlie Van Patten right there, and thank you, sir. You have a great rest of the day.
You too.
Okay, kicking off hour number 2 of the local show, we're going to have a conversation with Jane Sankey. She is the co-owner of Sankey CNY Garage Door. Neil Carr, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air, will be by, along with Eileen Gannon, who's the co-owner of Gannon's Ice Cream, and then Natasha Schmidt wraps us up. She's the co-owner of Rubberstone, New York. Stick around. Hour number 2 of the local show starts really soon.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of the local show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Jane Sankey, the co-owner of Sankey CNY Garage Door. Neil Carr stops by, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. And Eileen Gannon, the co-owner of Gannon's Ice Cream, will stop by, along with Natasha Schmidt, who is the co-owner of Rubberstone, New York, all in this hour number 2 of the local show. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Jane Sankey, co-owner of Sankey CNY Garage Door, an old friend and a great company right there. How are you, Jane?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. So Jane and I, Greg, we had met a while ago. I think I was in my old neighborhood. And is Tim your husband, or
yes.
Is it okay? And Tim was traveling around. He might have just finished a job, and I said, I'm a marketing guy and I do voiceover and all this kind of stuff, and I need a garage door. Would you be interested in maybe making a deal? So then I went up and I talked with Jane, I talked with the gang, and you had just bought CNY at that time, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us the history of Sankey first, and then how you became Sankey CNY.
Okay. My husband Tim's grandfather started the business.
Oh, okay.
And he started it in 1974, and his grandfather and grandmother ran the business for like 20-something years.
Yeah.
His father and mom joined the business and took over and ran operations. And then Tim and his sister took over as owners. And we've been in business next year. It will be 50 years.
Wow. That's a long time.
Definitely a family business,
Yes,
I would say.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm thinking back to, and you're a young lady, but old guys like me and Greg, we certainly remember 1974. And
Most of it. Yes, I do.
Were you still on psychedelics at that point, or were you?
I was phasing out of that. Yeah.
Good. But I'm thinking to myself, what was happening in 74 in the housing market? What kind of door? Why garage doors? I wonder why they thought garage doors would be a good business.
Well, I think Tim's grandfather worked for another garage door company.
Okay.
And then he decided to start on his own and just start the market and do local. And he took care of a lot of the churches and commercial people, commercial customers.
I didn't even think about commercial. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he just, Tim's dad graduated college and started working for him. And
right.
there we
Because
are.
back then, everything was a single bay garage. You hardly had any double bay garages, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it was just the little single things. So what did you do before you got into business?
I worked in banking
Oh, you were in banking,
for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Wow. And then you still managed to be in this business for a long time too. This is great. So CNY Garage Door, they were a whole different company?
Yes.
Okay. And you absorbed them, and that's been how many years now?
14.
Okay, wow. So you've been with that for a while. Yeah, and how many places do you have? How many stores do you have?
We only have one now.
Okay.
Yep. We when we took over CNY, they retired, and they asked us if we were interested in buying them out. So they had an office in Clay.
Right.
We never had an office or showroom. We just had our warehouse in East Syracuse. We took over their location, and then we decided to open our location in East Syracuse.
Right.
And then we decided it was easier just to have one location, so we closed the Clay office and just moved into our building that we owned in East Syracuse.
Right. So you guys, obviously you sell brand new doors. Do you service older doors too? You know, people.
Yep.
Okay. And what do you take care of on the doors? Like, you know, what I had a problem where I put the garden stakes next to the garage door. So the little wire that goes up and around caught it and twisted it and just mauled. The door was cockeyed and everything. Would you come up and take care of things like that and repair it?
Yeah, we service anything that has to do with the garage door or the garage door opener.
Okay, and you've been doing that forever. So.
Forever.
And can you are you having trouble getting people out to people's places? Like, are you extended? You know, if I called you up, would it be like 8 weeks or can
no.
you get it?
No, we always try to. I mean, usually within a few days we try to get out. You know, certainly if you're stuck in, we try to get you at least out that day so you're not stuck in the garage.
Yeah.
But we, you know, have been lucky to be able to try to get you within a week, if you know, hopefully sooner.
That's encouraging. Almost everything you talk about now is long lead times.
Yeah.
How about supply chain? Anything happening as far as difficulty getting, you know, your supplies, your whatever,
the product,
It's
doors
gotten
themselves.
better. It's still about 4 weeks, which used to be only like 2 weeks, but things are much better than they were a few years ago.
What makes Sankey's products maybe different and more better than the competition? Like, what kind of doors do you have, and what's the most popular doors right now that people are using?
Well, we sell Haas Door, which is a company out of Ohio. It's family owned, it's been around since like the 50s. So they delivered us every week. And not necessarily that they're the better or anything of any other competition, but, you know, we've been installing them for 25 years, really like the product. So
you know the product very well.
Yeah. Once we started installing them, we bought the doors actually from CNY Garage Door, and we just fell in love with that product, and we've been selling them since. We also sell the LiftMaster garage door openers, which we've been doing for 20 plus years also.
And that technology has that gotten a lot better, very reliable? And like, how long if you install one of your good LiftMasters, how long should that last somebody?
We think at least 20 years.
Wow, that's pretty good.
You know, you might have parts that fail that you have to replace or something, but overall it's, you know, they're a good product. We've been doing LiftMaster for a real long time.
So it's funny. I had someone install a second one in my garage, and his parting words were, "Yeah, good for about 6,000 cycles with that." And I think so. Every time I open the door and shut the door, I go, "What number am I on? How long is that going to be good for?" You know. So
how long before
the rest
it just doesn't open?
The rest of the family just goes bang, 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 bang. They're hitting the button every 5 seconds and says, "Slow down."
Yeah, don't use it up. Do you sell mostly insulated doors? Is that more the trend than just like the old aluminum kind that dent?
Both. I mean, some people don't want, you know, insulated doors. They just want steel doors that are, you know, a door that works. You know, we have super fancy doors that are really expensive. We have doors.
Bulletproof doors? Do you have those?
Oh, golly. These days, right? Oh, it's terrible.
It'd probably be a lot of work installing those. So.
It's pretty heavy too, I would imagine.
Yeah. Now, do you sell there was, I had been reading in one of the trade magazines about a LiftMaster type garage door opener that opens from the side instead of being down the center of your garage. It goes on the side of the door. You got that?
We do.
Okay.
It's a jack shaft garage door opener.
I love the name of that.
Yeah, jack shaft.
Yeah, so it doesn't have anything overhead if you're worried about your cars or anything, or you have storage up in the ceiling of your garage. They're not as popular, but we do sell quite a few of them.
Okay.
Not as much as the other openers, but they really, I mean, since I've been working here, it's, they've definitely picked up for sure.
Gotcha. So if somebody wants to create a relationship with you and either get a repair done or a new garage door or a quote, how can they go do that? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can call us on our phone number.
Yep, go ahead.
At 315-656-3690 or email us at sankes.com.
Okay. And the Sankes is Senkes. Sankes.com.
Yes.
And it's 656-3690. Do you answer the phone most of the time, or?
A lot of the time, yes.
Okay, good. So you're talking to family. When you're there, you're like family.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's wonderful. Jane, it's great to get reacquainted with you, and I wish the best of luck to you this season and all that. We need a new door, so don't run out of here. I got to talk to you about that, too. Okay. So.
Well, I appreciate you having us on, and
yeah.
Thank you very much.
You got it. We'll have you on again.
All right.
Next up, we're going to be talking with Neil Carr. He's the vice president of Prime Heating and Air, another locally owned company, and they deal with HVAC right here on The Local Show. Stick around on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Well, just when you thought we went away, we come back again like a bad penny. We are The Local Show, Tom and Steve, here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, and of course on YouTube. So you might be wondering, those of you who've been listening for the past hour or so, where's Steve? And he's off on vacation again.
Again.
Just so you know, yes, again and again. Which, it's a bittersweet thing. Mostly sweet, but he's having some fun, and I have a vacation coming up. I'm going to have to take my daughter. My oldest daughter got into the Disney University program.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Kind of neat, yeah. And she's going to be going down in July, and I think we're going to, for the first time in my professional career, we're going to take 2 weeks off.
Get out.
Yeah, because we need it. We have to drive her down so that she can go. She's going to be going with her cousin, and we'll move her in. We'll stay a little bit in Disney, probably do Universal Studios this time, and then we'll drive back up to Georgia, where my father lives and my sister lives, and we will go visit them, stay a few days, and then Kelly booked a place in Rehoboth Beach, I believe in Delaware, and then we're going to get together with Kelly's family and her father, and going to stay in a beach house there in Rehoboth.
Wow,
and then
that's a good trip.
Drive back home. Yep. So if you see me home during that period, you know that my anxiety got the better of me.
There's too many bridges between you and the destination.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I decided to stay home and enjoy my air conditioning. That was it. But no, I'm going to make it happen. It's our pleasure right now to bring Neil Carr back onto the show, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. And I do have one heck of a great, central air.
Yeah, if you're going to be stuck home, it's good that you've got that.
It's nice and even throughout the house, and just a good time. So anyway, Greg here is a neighbor of mine, and also we were business partners, just so you know. I know you came on the show, you were looking for Steve, your buddy, and
right.
Here Greg sits.
Yeah.
So,
excellent.
Well, that's good. So now you might be able to get a word in edgewise.
Right.
So, that's
definitely, it's always a good thing.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Prime Heating and Air and what you guys do.
Yeah, so my brother Dwayne owns the company. He started it back in 2015, so year 8 that we are on. And started it on his own and was doing well. Grew to a point where he needed some help, and I was transitioning, so I came on to work with him, and I have a business background, so I do a lot more of the operational side of things.
Right.
He's the one that's been in the HVAC field for 25 years, and so he's got all the technical experience there, everything from commercial service, installation, residential service, installation, refrigeration, all that stuff. So he's done it all over the years, and so we're from Syracuse, and he just wanted to do a thing on his own. He'd always been thinking about it, had the opportunity, and jumped at it, and here we are 8 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say businesses usually fail within the first 5 minutes. So you've made it quite a ways.
Yeah, he's done a good job kind of moving us along, which is good. Yeah.
How were you received at the home show? There seemed to be
the home show was great. Yeah, we had a lot of great conversations. A lot of people interested in heat pumps. A lot of people nervous.
Yes. What's going on? Well,
all that stuff. So
unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, as much as I do. So whatever you're reading, I'm reading. So that's their goal, is to kind of move us off of gas. So. Yeah, people are, they're looking into heat pumps, which are great. They're super efficient. They do a great job. And whether it's, mini splits, the ductless ones hanging on the wall, or the whole house heat pumps, we do all of it. So that's been a lot of the conversation at the home show. So yeah, we've done a lot of follow up, done a lot of quotes. People looking for AC, furnaces, boilers. So yeah, it was a great time. I thought they did a great job. Crowd was good.
You feel that going into this spring, you're busier than last spring?
I would say it's probably about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people, we're as the weather's gotten nice this weekend, we're starting to do a lot of our maintenance. We'll start scheduling our maintenances. We've got residential maintenance plans and commercial maintenance plans with different folks. So we'll start scheduling those end of April, beginning of May. I know it's nice right now, but it drops again next week. So probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll start getting out, start doing that in May. So doing all that. And then, in the meantime, a lot of people, putting in new ACs, replacing old systems, that kind of thing.
What do you say to people who, might want a central air? Because I don't know if you knew this, Greg, but those heat pumps, they do heating and AC.
And air conditioning. That was my next question. If they do, what is it?
Do both.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you kind of get two things for the price of one. That's not awful.
Yeah. So now, as people are starting to think about replacing their central air, that's the conversation we're having. Hey, we can quote you a straight AC system like you've got. We could also quote you, the whole house heat pump as well.
Right.
And giving them the option.
So would
that replace the furnace?
Nope, it replaces you could do it both ways. So if they've already got furnace and central air system now, when we replace the AC, the indoor coil that sits on top of the furnace, it's the same thing.
Okay.
And the only difference is the condenser outside it's a heat pump. It's not a straight AC condenser.
Right.
So the look of everything, nothing changes. It's going to look the same as it does now.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just higher efficiency AC, very efficient on the heat side as well. So and then they have the gas furnace as a backup if they need it. So it's a good system.
So boilers run off of oil, right? Or no?
Gas. Yeah, gas, propane, oil. Yeah, I mean you can have all of it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you
a lot of gas boilers out there?
Would you not be installing boilers anymore? Or
well, you'd have to see what they offer for the electric side of things. If they had to go that way. So that's we'll see when that happens.
Yeah,
if that happens.
Service calls up or down?
I would say we had a mild winter. So I would say the service side was probably a little slower than it had, last year per se. We had a couple cold weeks there in December, a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it was pretty mild for a lot of 40-degree days this February.
So not a lot of people
not a lot of service. Yeah, not a lot of service. We had some for sure. We were replacing a lot of equipment. So now we're starting to, we just 70, 80 degree days. So that's going to start. People are going to start thinking about AC now.
So a little sidetrack. If say the population of Salve is pretty much ductless because of Salve Electric.
A lot of heat pumps out there, sure.
So how do you navigate a house with no ducts?
Yeah. So if they don't have ductwork and they're looking for AC options, the ductless mini splits, the ones hanging on the walls, are a good route to go.
That makes sense.
So heat pump, it has a heat pump also, so they'll get heat and AC, which is nice. Then on the shoulder months, either fall or spring, or they just want to take the chill out of the air, they can turn the heat on the ductless, and they don't have to turn the whole house boiler system on or whatever. Right. So it's or the electric baseboards or whatever they have.
Right.
So
now in Europe they have a lot of that, right?
Oh yeah, they're all over. They've been doing it a lot longer than we have. Yeah,
right.
The heat pumps.
They just I don't know. They just don't look pretty to me.
Yeah, I mean, people say that, but I bet you I could go over your house and take a picture off your wall randomly, and it would take you months before you noticed. It's the same thing with the heat pumps. You notice them the first month or two, but after that, they kind of just blend in with life.
Yeah. And I wonder if they could be painted or something. Or
there's different brands that have different options, but white is white. Yeah. A lot of people have
Yeah, something that blends in. I get you. Well, that's awesome. So Neil Carr right there, he's the vice president of Prime Heating and Air, along with his brothers. PrimeHeatAndAir.com, PrimeHeatAndAir.com. You can see pictures of them and pictures of projects there. 802-4287, 802-4287. And talk to them about all the things that are going on, and they'll set you straight and get you in the right direction. Thank you so much, Neil.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I'll be calling you soon, Tom. Get that AC cleaned up for
Well, I'd like that. That'd be awesome. All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk ice cream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yes.
Eileen Gannon, co-owner of Gannon's Ice Cream, next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it and back at it, and that means you are too. Thank you for spending that quality time on your weekend with Steve and I. But, of course, Steve's not here because he's out vacationing again. So that proves just how much he cares about you folks. But I'm here, and I'm always here. And Greg Angwin is with me. Greg is an old friend, a little history together. We had a business, DJ business together for a long time, and Greg has been a local entrepreneur and business person, and now he works for
Conway Beam Truck Group.
Conway Beam Truck Group. Yep. And you take care of all the municipalities, so all the plow trucks and everything?
Most of them, throughout the state, from Buffalo to Riverhead. All the way across the state.
No wonder you're a millionaire. You have all that nice landscaping and everything.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You make me look good down the road there. That's good. Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, Greg. You've heard me talk about them, haven't you?
Extensively, yes.
Yes. Were your parents in a nursing home at all?
No,
they never.
Thankfully, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully not, right? And, I know that your wife had done some work with Safe Harbor as well for her mom and dad, both?
Oh, the family, yes.
Yeah, the whole family,
Yep.
That's great because they help you protect your home and life savings. I think it's around $14,000 or more a month to be in a nursing home facility. And that's... just cruel.
It consumes your income and your savings and your house and everything you own very quickly.
Yeah, so you don't want that. And a trust could be the answer for everybody. Wills don't do what you think they do. So you might want to just give a call to Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, 370-9977, 370-9977. They have workers there that John has trained that can answer your preliminary questions before you even, pull $1 out of your pocket. You can go over there. And
they did a great job for us.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know. All right. Now it's our pleasure to bring Eileen Gannon on the show. She is the co-owner of Gannon's Ice Cream down in the Valley. How are you there, Eileen?
Doing well, thanks.
It's good to have you. So a little history. I was just starting to tell you off the air that your brother and I both graduated from Corcoran together in 1982.
Wow.
And I remember John was a strapping young lad, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Blonde,
and
flowing
still
hair.
is.
Yeah. Because he's my age now. He's 59 years old. Boy, that went by fast. Mm-hmm. We were young at one point. I remember that distinctly. So give us a little bit of the history of Gannon's and how it became an ice cream store.
My father had a grocery store.
So the grocery store was across from Luigi's, if I recall, right?
Yep. Yeah. And actually, that's where the ice cream store is now.
Okay.
John had just graduated. He was going to go up to OCC, and I had just graduated from college, and I think my father saw us sitting around not doing anything yet, and said, you better get busy. He owned it was a freestanding. Arctic Island was there originally.
Right, yes, I remember.
And that small, little tiny roadside thing was built in the 1940s. And the guy who built it, his son was in the service. He was in the Air Force in World War II. And I think his father thought he was the father thought he was going to come back and run the ice cream. But, and he was a pilot, and that's what he went on to do.
Sure.
So anyways, my father always rented it out. But the Arctic Island guy decided to move down the street, so the building was there and nobody was in it. And so he said, you two go over and get it started. So we started with one soft serve machine and a freezer. And here we are almost 41 years later still doing it. Yeah, and we started making our own ice cream. And yeah,
so that one decision kept you out of trouble for 41 years
absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
Well done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you worked at the grocery store as well?
Yeah, my whole family, there was 9 of us. My father called
That was
it
a special little grocery store.
Yeah, it was nice.
Meats
fresh meats. Yep. And those days are gone. The big guys came along, and but ice cream is a lot more fun than grocery store for sure.
Well, I remember going to Arctic Island back when I was a little boy, 6, 7, 8 years old, and after church we went to St. James Church. So we would come right around the corner and get our ice cream right there. Yeah. But then you guys did something kind of unique when it became the Gannon's ice cream. Tell me about the logo and the colors and it was just kind of flamboyant.
Yeah, that definitely helped us out. It was just a white building, and we needed to. So a friend of ours, J.P. Krangle. Krangle's a big family down in the valley.
Yeah, because I've seen him. I have a wedding reception business where I play wedding receptions and all that DJ, and he comes to those parties a lot of times.
Yeah, he does that. Does caricatures. Yeah,
that's great.
So we. Actually, he came up. He said, "You got to do something with this, this white building." And so I said, "Well, come up with some ideas." And he did. He came up with a logo, and it was kind of neat. He did a great job, and now he does all the.
Well, it's colorful, and of course that makes the kids say, "Hey, mommy, daddy, I want to go to that one."
Yeah, definitely.
So, what makes you guys different than most ice cream stores? Like, why would people make you a destination?
We make our own ice cream. Actually, John makes all the ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, he makes all the ice cream.
I really didn't know that.
Yeah. About we went a few years with just selling, I think burn ice cream, hard ice cream, but soft serve was the big thing at the time because it was a soft serve ice cream stand. So I went to Penn State has a famous school, and they run it in January. It's like 2.5 weeks. People from all over the world come to it, and they tell you how to make ice cream and all the ins and outs. So I went and did that. Came back. It was January, so there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
So I came back, and we got a batch freezer, and we started making our own ice cream.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So John kind of took over that end, but he's a little faster than I am. And but everybody works making flavors, but he does a great job with coming up with stuff.
So I have to ask, not to cut you off. Sorry. No. There used to be a regular cone. Picture that, and then there used to be another cone where if you'd stretch the top of it out, there would be more room for ice cream.
Yeah,
you ever seen those?
You mean a double-sided cone?
It would be, only it would be the same opening for the ice cream to fit into. Yes, yeah. I haven't seen one of those, and I don't talk to an ice cream professional.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody who makes it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's not that many companies that make cones. I think there's just one now that's big. He bought out the last guy. Joy Cones is a big thing now.
Right.
So I don't know.
They just, whenever company that was used to drive around the neighborhoods and get salt ice cream, they used to have them in those things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen them forever.
Yeah, I don't think they make them.
Do you still have waffle cones? Don't you?
Waffle cones are big. Yeah.
Love those waffle cones.
Yeah, I love the smell when they're when they're baking.
Now, so you make them?
Yep, we make some, and some are already some are all pre-made because you can't. You only can go so fast, but
And you only have the one location?
No, we have 2. We have one up on Onondaga Hill, which is right behind Chelsea's restaurants, right there, Velasco and McDonald Road.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a small freestanding.
So I was going to say because you're so good that you probably bring people down from the hill to come to your place because they're so hoity-toity.
I've come down from Cicero to go there. Yeah.
People have they come from. It's really a destination. And now that I realize you make your own ice cream, it's not just the same old.
Right.
So if people want something special. What's your most popular flavor?
Right now, chocolate raspberry truffle is a big one. And anything with peanut butter and coffee. We run like 3 different peanut butter flavors and. Yeah, probably 3 different coffee flavors. Yeah, we can do anything. We ran a Parent Trap. I think we did it 2 years ago, and it's all the girls knew what it was because they watched the Parent Trap the movie. That's what it's after. Put the Oreos and the peanut butter. It's a huge hit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Well, then we'll encourage people to hit up both of your places, and we'll have you on again to unpack a little more.
Well, thanks for having me now.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You get pretty busy, right? You're gonna be,
the sun comes out and everybody's ready for it,
So business is good.
Yep.
You haven't skipped a beat because of COVID or anything like that?
No, we did okay. Well, everyone had a tough time, but you did the best you could, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Gannon's Isle, Gannon's Ice Cream, and you can see it right down there in the valley or up by McDonald Road there in the hoity-toity place on Onondaga Hill. I'm from the valley, so, everybody would like to look down
there you
valley,
go. Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. Well, say hello to your brother for me.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Okay. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Natasha Schmidt. She is the co-owner of Rubber Stone in New York. Stick around right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back, folks. Thank you for hanging out with Tom and Steve. No Steve today, though. It's Greg Angwin. Greg Angwin is an old friend of mine. And for those of you who don't know, we were in the DJ business together and had played, some on the order of 500 to 1,000 wedding receptions over one season. It was a little bit crazy, but we were much younger then.
Yes,
and able
equipment
to
was much lighter to us. It was heavy equipment, but
but it was much easier, and we could consume beer without it affecting us for the rest of the week. Oh my goodness! Hey, I played the what was it, Syracuse Wine Festival? I think it was the other week, and I thought about you because I know you're into the bourbons and whiskey. Is it like just bourbons or whiskeys too? What do you like both?
I'm pretty much a purist of bourbon. Yeah,
the bourbons. Okay. Yeah, they had a good display of different bourbon people. I can't remember who they are, but we did buy some. You'll have to come down to the house and sample it. Kelly got some cream stuff. It was a very, very girly type bourbon, where you can't really taste the bourbon.
Right. Yeah, that's not really tasting bourbon. Yeah.
You still smoking cigars? We used to smoke a cigar now and again.
Yeah, I kind of cut back on that. I have other vices now, I kind of rotate the vices around.
Well, that's good. As long as you have a vice, that's important.
Or two.
All right. Hey, folks, it's our pleasure to bring back on the show Natasha Schmidt. How are you, Natasha?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. How about you? You like a cigar now and again? Or
I will pass on the cigars. The aroma is nice, but the intake's a little harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh on us.
Bourbon. You like bourbon?
I will also pass on the bourbon for the same reasons.
Okay. Very good. See, it's clean living right there.
That's right.
I'll tell you what.
Give me some kale chips. I'm just kidding.
So how was the show for you, the home show?
I think the home show went really well. It was nice to be back in that space of talking to potential clients face to face. It seemed like there was a lot of qualified people coming in, a lot of qualified leads. People were asking the right questions with it didn't follow through. Yeah. And it was just really nice to be back in conversation and that type of action with people in general. I think that's why I like what I do. It's just people in general. Right.
Well, you're so good at it too. Some people they think that they're going to go to shows like that and just sit back in a chair and like you got to be proactive and you got to talk. And I think that people want to do business with people who are interested in what they have to say as well as what you have to say.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's kind of like Jump Street, and you're cutting through a lot of steps, I think, when you get to the house, because you've already made that introduction. They already know who they're dealing with when they come to those home show.
Now, you, with the good weather and everything, you've been out there doing a lot of estimates, a lot of quotes right now?
Well, I am dressed to impress, and I also have to work right after this.
Oh, golly. Yeah.
The calls are coming in, and
a lot more than last year at this time.
I think so. But I mean, the weather got nice really fast, so that's a huge decision on how and when season starts and, what the intake of calls are. Because as soon as that sun's shining and we're looking at all that ugly leftover concrete from winter, that's when the phones start ringing.
Sure. Well, a lot of people will ask me, since they know that we're kind of connected, they'll say, if I don't have anything laid down on my lawn or walkway or there's no concrete, can rubber stone be poured?
So... No, not exactly. Okay. So we do need some sort of something. The softest surface we could do is maybe like the same prep work you would do to lay concrete. So it'd be that highly compacted, wet tamped run of crush.
Okay.
Typically 5 to 6 inches in thickness. And then we could install over top of that. Mm-hmm. It's not ideal. We'd definitely rather do a hardscape, but if it's just foot traffic, we can get away with it. We've definitely done a number of walkways or like pool extension type of areas, patio extension areas. That our new product Vuba is actually designed to go over that type of setting. Okay. So it is designed to be used without a hardscape.
It's more flexible, more pliable, if you will.
It's 100% permeable, and just the way that it's designed, excuse me, the way that it's designed is to go over that run of crush and not have to use a hardscape.
Right. I see. So what kind of jobs are you doing now? What this time of year? What are you quoting most of?
All of them. I mean, garages are still huge, and it never ceases to amaze me that even after the home shows, I'm on here on a regular basis. Right. We advertise. I'm in my 10th year of business. People are still a little kerfluffled by the fact you can drive on it, and you heard it from my mouth here. Like, you can drive on it. It's meant to be used. So 80% of our business is still in the residential garage floor market. Mm-hmm. We've had an uptick, I think, in garage sales just because people are starting to kind of catch on that rubber being salt tolerant and highly flexible. Yeah. So it's durable, it's long lasting, and above all else, it's slip resistant. And we don't get that option outside of rubber for a garage floor, because epoxy is going to be slippery when wet. Most generally, our concrete is slippery when it's wet.
Yeah. Greg, what were we talking about earlier where rubber stone would be ideal?
Oh, yeah. We're actually, where I work, they're thinking about our parts department. It's all inside. Mm-hmm. And because the nature of the guys behind the counter and so forth, and it's rubber and it's softer than the concrete and so forth. So we thought that might be an idea that would kind of run to the top if we were kind of planning on doing something.
Yeah.
It's small, probably 1,000 square feet or something. So I don't know if you'd be interested in that or not. But
9,000 square feet. I mean, I'll come out. I'll come out and take a look.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, interior or exterior, it really is a great durable product for that, for standing and for comfort, for warmth in a basement, for longevity, for slip resistance. I mean,
is it always the same thickness, or is it different thicknesses for different purposes, or?
It's always 3/8 of an inch as minimum. If we're going to be doing a driveway, we're going to be going a little bit thicker to compensate for any potential dry turning. Never any thinner than 3/8.
Yeah, right. So right now, folks, so you understand what rubber stone does. It's great around pools because it has kind of a, I don't know whether it doesn't absorb the heat or it kind of reflects it. And so it doesn't get really hot. So I know that my walkway, I'm able to walk out there, it could be 84 degrees outside and the sun's shining directly on it. And I can go out with my, bare tootsies and not have a problem.
So it can be any color, right?
And it can be any color.
Over 20 different colors that can be mixed and matched. So we can go with just an economical standard black, which is all recycled. We can do that in an interior or garage or like a driveway application. But for pools or patios or walkways, like Tom, yours is like this nice, pretty brown mix. Yeah, and it complements the home, complements the
and
that
you put
walkway
a border
coming
on
up
it too,
border.
so it's kind of a neat border. So around the pools, around your walkways, if you have old cobblestone and you're trying to make up your mind whether or not to do more cobblestone where the weeds come up and all that stuff.
I have that.
Yeah, that's right.
Or even flagstone with that does a lot of shifting up here in the freeze and thaw. Right. So with over an inch of deflection, rubber stone's a great alternative to cover that up.
Okay, best way to get a hold of you and get a free estimate going, what's the way?
Give us a call, a text, or an email. Whatever works for you works for us.
What's the number?
315-463-5916.
And then rubberstoneny.com, rubberstoneny.com. Natasha, always a pleasure to be with you, and you have a great rest of the season and day.
You do the same. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Greg, that's going to wrap things up. I can cut you loose now.
Well, I had a blast this
Good.
time. I always do, but this was fun. This was fun.
You can get back to your normal life. I mean, after it dies down with the people wanting your autograph and all that stuff, you get back to normal. All right. Thanks again, buddy. On behalf of the local show, Zoey Advertising, and Tom and Greg, God bless you and your families. Take a walk every day with a friend or family member. It keeps the weight down and the mind clear. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.